Hello everyone, welcome to this video. Today we'll talk about QR codes in AppGyver. First of all, I would like to thank all of you for leaving nice comments to my videos. It's really appreciated. In this video, we're going to connect an API to AppGyver app. We also, at the same time, we're going to use the built-in QR code scanner. Let's stop talking and start building the app. Okay, so let's now start building the app. Let's clean up as we always do. Clean up, make it the start. So, and at the same time, let's remove the navigation. The standard navigation, we don't use that at all. So let's remove that now. So this is how it now looks like. So it's an empty, nothing there. And then just to go back to exactly what we're going to build. We're going to start on the right screen. So a list. So, and that's coming from a REST API. So let's go and build that. So let's first create our containers. So the first container, let's change the name. This will be the main container. Then we duplicate that one and that one. And then we enter one under it, and that one will be the container for the top. Container top. And we make a, and in there we would have the navigation. We just remove that navigation. Save that one, and the in the we have the navigation, and we also under there we have the scroll view. So let's add that scroll view in here. The other way around. So that's the scroll view. That's what the list will be in. And then at the bottom, so that's the top. And then we have here, under here, we have the so-called bottom, where we would have the icon to start. So that's our main setup. Let's quickly go to the page layout and start to check this one. So we want to stretch it to the top, so it fills the whole page. We don't want to scroll off the whole page, we just want a particular area, so we disable that too. And we disable the save area because we want to go above and beyond. So let's save that. And we're gonna just do the padding, all of them, and then clear them all. And then this one, we would like to have the top one would be 96. So let's save that one. And let's start working on the navigation first. So we have a title in there. So the title that would like to go in the middle. So we do center that one, and we would like to change the, let's duplicate this one. That's the header. I just want to make this one my own color. Let's do smart color. Let's go here. This is orange. And the code for orange will be an F45843. And we'll save that one. And then from the custom, we then select it and we press save. So that is one. And then the next one is a container. And the container is the event time. So let's give it a name. Event time. And that will contain of one text. And that is the text for event time. And that will be something like 60H00-18H00. Again, we would like to center this one. We want to remove from here, clear it, so and we then need to style that one. So let's duplicate that one, and that is the time, event time, and we press OK. So let's see if we would like to style this a bit more. I think text style is perfectly primary font, which is perfect. So yeah, just gonna save that one. Okay, so I think we want to make this one that one. Let's change this one a bit higher. So let's do 64. Okay. Okay, so now we want to get this, make this data dynamic. So we have I created a REST API, and I put the link below in the description so you can always see it. So which is again Mochaccino, what we use as a test. This is the meeting details, and we have a get record. So in this case, we have to enter a unique number, and that unique number, so if we run the scheme, we get then is a description, is an end time, is a meeting ID, start time, and subject. So let's call this one. So we've created that one. So if we now go to variables, and then we do date variables, and we do add meeting details, it's a single data one, and then for this one we need to have an ID, static text, and the ID, of course, normally that it's also dynamic, but in this case I would like to put it fixed in here. Of course, if you have multiple events, you would like to have some kind of like selection screen. I'm not going to make this one because that's not what a tutorial is about, but that's what you would normally do. So that will load it. And then you see here, then I only want to have it loaded. I don't want to have it reloaded. So let's delete everything else. So it's just one thing, we reload it, and then okay, so go back to the view. So let's just see if this works. So let's overwrite this one, and we'll save it. So the headline so let's take that data variable. So details, and that is the subject. So that's the subject. And now I would like to format the time. So in that one, again, we're going to make a formula this time. This one is a bit longer, so stay with me. I also put this one probably in the description. So we're going to use format time because we're going to get a which time zone. The date is again coming from the data variables. So this one, in this case, is the start time. And the format is I just want to have the hours. Then I do age, which gives me 16. Now I would like to do the minutes. So just copy and paste this. And we do the minutes, which is for minutes. Then we do space, dash space, plus, and then we do this whole thing again. Only then for the end time. So we replace this one with end time. And the same with this one, end time. And again, then we get this like 16, 18. And this is where it comes in. And then this is the result of the expression of the we done. So we save this. We press save. And then if I look at the app, I can see that nicely has been loaded. So that's the first bit. Now, so let's get the list also now. So again, I have created a another REST API, which is meeting participants, which is this one here. It has the unique ID. It comes back. So this is the link. Let's run the test. You can see it's coming out. So it has a list. So you can see this by that one is a list. Then the first object, I have a first name, a last name, an email address, if a person is paid, the VIP, so I have a number of things, and the checking is false. I have an ID, so I have a unique ID, and then I have a profile picture here. So if you can see here, so if you check in, an email, a first name, an ID, a last name, paid, a profile, etc. So that's what we have done now. So let's go back. From this, then we're gonna make a variable again. So we add another one. That one is participant, and that instead of is a collection of data records again. And again, because I don't want to use the update, I want it only to be loaded once. I remove this and I press save here. So that creates me the variable. Okay. So what's the main? Okay, great. Just gonna make these. I want to make them custom. Those all should grow with height. That's correct. That's the same for this one. Both of them also. The same for this one. We want to make sure all of them are set up correctly. So I want it to grow in both ways. There you go. You can see it starts to come along now. And then the scroll view, again, similar. Custom, and then same thing all the way to the top. So in the scroll view, let me just have a bit more view here. And then what I would like to do, layout, that needs to be top. Okay, so let's start building the scroll view. I think this is probably, Oh no, wrong way around. That should be custom and that should be the scroll. That's better. Okay, so let's do the scroll fill. So we're gonna create a container. So this is the container list item. So the container list item. So here's where I build every item of the list. And this one needs to be repeatable. So again, I go to my data variables and there's my list. Save. So that is perfect. And now I'm gonna create a, so that's the list item. In there I have, again, put it up into 2. This bit is the profile picture. And then we copy and paste that one, and the other one is the details. So we call it event details. Okay, so in there we put in the image, the layout, the width. We have an exact size because we want to make it a small picture. So that will be then 50 by 50. There's a lot of, just need to clear up a couple of things. I don't want, oh, I'll just actually leave this one. And instead of this one, to make it, it's now, as you can see, it goes vertical. Now we're going to put it horizontal. So yeah, for this one we want to for the image, now we want to take not this default view, but we want to actually have an image that comes out of the table. So let's look for the profile. Let's see, that's the image. We press save. There you can see. We have the images. Now in the event details, I would like to have a title. So that's the title. That one is a bit too big. So what we do, that one, the width of that one, we actually want to fit the content. This one would be then the, again, this is part of a list item. So we want to hear the name. So in this case, I'm going to create a formula because I want to have the first name and last name together. So how do I do that? I can just take the repeat in the item. I'll take the first name, select that, give me the first name. Then I do a, and then I take the last name. So it's first name plus last name, gives me the example here. I then say, so that's the correct name. So now I have the first name and last name. So let's save this one. We change the title nicely to something name. And we also want to have another field under there and to check if the person has paid already. So that will be a text field. And that is person has paid. Again, there is some additional styling, so that's what and for that one, we just want again, so the paid one text. Again, we want to do a formula. So I have a what I call a, I get in a boolean, true or false. I want when it's true, so when somebody's paid, I want to have the text payment completed, and when it's false, then I would like to have that payment incomplete. So how do we do that? So it's a simple if function. There's and then the condition. So we'll take again and we check if a person has paid. So if a person has paid, then we write the sentence payment completed. And when the person has not paid, then we need to say payment incomplete. And we press save. You can see here, possible results, completed, pay, incompleted. And this way it's completed. Now if we press save, and let me show it. So you can see now the list, and you can also see like some of them have completed, other ones is incompleted, so true, false, true, false. So now the next thing is let's style what we're doing. So let's do the styling of it. So let's do the container item first. So we take a style, we duplicate that one, and this is a list item. So let's open the list item. The background we would like to have white, so it's more clearer. The border would be a static color. It is black, only it's really, I just want to look like a light gray there. This is solid, and we want to have oh no, we don't want, actually this is none, we don't want this, sorry. And then we do the shape, and this one we do a probably a medium rounding. I think that looks good. And we also want to have a bit of a padding, so on this side we do 8. On the top we do 4. On the bottom we do 4. And on the right we do 8 again. Again, we save this one. And then between the two, we would like to have a bit of a, so under everywhere here, so we can do here light. And then we do the bottom gap, and we do 4, or probably even 8, and save this one. Okay. And then in the scroll view itself, we would like to have a horizontal spacing, and this will be then 16, and the other side also 16. Okay, so I think that looks good. Let's style the picture a bit more. So open this one, look at the image, then go to property, to style. Let's duplicate this one to rounded corner. Press OK. We edit, and the only thing what we can do in the shape, we make it too large, rounding, and we press save. And we also take, well, that's probably, and we'll take the border, this is the static one, we'll take the black for this one, and then we slightly make it a bit smaller like that. Okay, we'll save. Perfect. We just want to make sure a couple of other things. We want to make sure it's in the middle. So let's just write this one. So that one is then actually in the profile picture itself, layout, and this is where we want to put it in the middle. We just want to make sure that this particular one and also those two, so they grow. So now it's fit content. This is fit content. We just want to make sure they go. So we make it here. Fit content there, and that is grow to height. It gives it nicely. And it's the same for this one. Width and height and custom, and we grow that one and those two. Okay, so let's style this one also. So we want to take a smaller one, I think that's probably better. So we take this one, because what I want to do is make it a bit more visible. If somebody didn't pay, I want to make it really stand out. So this is the payment class. This is really specific. So, and what I can do, actually, I can make a formula. So I can create a formula. Again, I do an if function. So if function. So the condition again is we go in here. So we do exactly the same thing. So if paid, but instead of saying the text now, we just make it a if it's paid is false, and then if it's paid, it needs to be green, and then when it falls, I want to have it red. So it stands out much more. Two different, and then save. So now if I look at the styling, so if you now look at the styling, you see like the red ones are incomplete, or the green ones are the ones which somebody already paid, which is great. It's for my event, so I know who's paid, who's not paid. So let's just now start the thing where we're gonna press the button for the scanning. So that's in the menu below. So let's try building that. So let's close all of these. That's we're gonna have a fixed size. So we go here, this one here, custom. So we grow that one, and we set the height here, and we set the height to I think the best one is probably 96. And in there we're gonna put an icon. We want the icon, of course, exactly in the middle. So fit content. Oh, that's the wrong one. Okay. In the middle, exactly in the middle. Maybe even a bit to the, that's probably better as well. Okay, so the icon, we want to do a camera. So that's the camera. And now let's style that camera. So primary icon, we're going to duplicate this. This is the navigation. Okay, so we edit. We have our orange already done. and just want to make it a bit bigger. We're gonna take this, the title XXL, which is there, and then so what I want to do now is to style this one. I want to make it white, so let's duplicate this one. We make it white. We edit this one, transparent, we'll make it white. And we would like to have the border, the top of the border, so the border color again, because I really want this to have a, so really light again. This is just to make a little bit distinction between the two. And then that is solid, and I just want to do the top one. The top width will be 2. Okay, so now look at the app. You can see now I can scroll. I see all of my and that is below, it stays below, and there's a big button now. All works. Okay, great. So we've done this bit now, so let's just make the screen what if the idea would be I scan it, I scan my QR code, a little screen pops up, it says who it is, and let me go back and show you how it would look like. So it would look like this. So it's like a little picture of the person, so you know who's coming in, as a name, a big button that is correct, and then the title, check-in successful. It's a really simple screen. So let's start to build that one now. Okay, so let's call this screen, before we forget, this will be then the main screen. And now just go, let's go to the other screen. So we create a new screen. We call it confirmation. Confirmation. And we press OK. So there's a couple of things on this page. So let's just put one on the top. We call this the main page. We'll save that one. Now we want to put a image in there. So at the same time, let's put this one in the middle. So first thing we have this image. So let's pick one of the pictures for now. I'm gonna make it dynamic later on. It's just that and we're gonna make this picture a bit smaller. We're gonna make it 100 by 100. So go to layout, width, and we set exact size, and that will be 100 by 100. I think we don't want that one. We want the image to be done. So let's pick the image here. So that's the image. We use the same style. What we have before. So that's the image. So then the next one in here, and we can pick this one, layout again. We center it to the middle. This will be then the name would be in here. The next one we have this text was at the bottom. It just says really simple. Check in successfully. And again, layout, we want to align them all in the center. The only thing I would like to add now is an icon between the title that will be the check circle, which I think that one is the, and then let's style that one also. We already have one, but let's just duplicate that one, and that will be okay. Okay. Which is too small now, so let's make it a bit bigger. We take our orange color just to go, and then the type of we take the title, nice and big. Okay. Let's set the screen correctly also, with a top padding from 64, and then we do 16 there. We leave the rest as it is, and again advanced. We will we don't have to stretch that one, which is fine. And that one would go to the top, which is fine. So now we have this really simple screen. I just want to make it a bit more flexible. With the particular technique I'm going to use, it does not work with page variables. So I actually need to create app variables. So I'm going to create those ones. The first one is a full name. That will be the text. In this case, let's do Marco Ball. We'll save that one. We're going to create another one called participant ID. Again, that's a text. That's nothing more than a unique ID. So it will be something like ABA, something like this. Save that one. Then the next one is profile. And that would be a image URL. So let's select one. It's a default one. And then the last one is if the person is a VIP, and we'll make that true or false. So now we're going to use those variables instead of the static one. So data app variables, and that's the profile. So we get the picture. Then for the headline, that's the name. So let's take again full name, and we'll save that one, and that's it for now. Okay, so now do the next bit. Okay, so go back to the other screen again, main screen, and I want to click. I will take the whole button, because it doesn't really matter, so I'll take the whole one. And so when I tap on it, so what do I want to do? I want to scan, where is it? Take a picture now. I want to scan a QR code, so it's this one here. Connect this one. So the moment I click on here, I get the barcode scanner, and there's two options. In this case, there is lots of stuff. I'll take the QR code. And then cancel if you want to go back. I can cancel or go back, but I'll leave it as the default. What I would like to do when I open the, after I scan the barcode, I would like to open a bottom sheet. Like I want to open the other screen. So how do we do this? So let's find the bottom sheet. So this particular, how you call this? This particular item what I do, it opens the target page in Google Maps drawer. So that's what I would like to do. So it opens this up. So let's go install this and then add it to here, which will then use the confirmation here. So let's save. So before that, we need to set the name. So we need to set a couple of we need to set this variables we created. So I'll take this one out. And let's set a couple of app variables. So let's get the full name first. So let's select full name here. So that's a full name. Save. And how do I do this? So go to formula. So I want to find something in a table. So let's use that one. So which list do you want to do? So that's in data variables. We want to look in here. So what's the selection? So how do I get that? So I can do item dot id. Oh, item dot id is equal to what? To, oh, that's not here yet. Because I need to connect those two. And now I can have that now. So if I now use this formula, you can now see this now. So you can actually, the input from the flow function I get now. So if I now do go there, so for the flow function, oh, sorry. And I want like to have the scan of the QR code. And what I want to do then, I want to then look at the first name. I would like to do then the first name of the person who I scanned. So first name. So this one, and then do dot. So I find that entry in the table, and if I find that entry, then I would like to get, so I found that particular record in the table, I found a record, I would then do the first name. I'll save that one. So that's one I would like to do. So you can see here, full name, find one. At the same time, I also want to do the profile. So it's almost the same one as this one. So I'm going to do this one. And then I am going to say, instead of the full name, it's not the full name, it's the profile. So we save this one. This is exactly the same, only now I would like to do the profile. And see, there's the profile. I'll save it. And then with both of them after that, then I would like to, so what do? I scan the the QR code, then I set the variable for the full name and profile, and then I open that page. So let's save that. So let's go a bit more, because we looked at it, but how do I know this unique ID? So how the output of this, how do I know what's in there? How does that work? How do I create QR? So this is great website called QR code generator.de. I will also put it in the link in the description below. And this is what the content, this is how you fill up the code. It could be content of a QR code. It could be a URL, could be card or whatever. In our case, it's nothing more than the unique ID. So in this case, it's 73. It's 73. See, so this is the unique ID of a person. And you can see it generates it all the time. F4. So now it generates for me a unique QR code, which you can then download or you can scan from here. So this code, this is going to be the content of the QR code. It could be anything. You could make it as long as you want. But I have the unique ID of a particular person. So if I now go back to my. So let's try this out with the scanner. So let me take the thing. I click on, I look, it scans it, and then it says, hey, you've successfully checked in. So you can see Jonathan, that little picture there. So you see that person has now checked in correctly. You can also check another person. So we just put it back again. So let's do it again. Let's look at another person here. There we go. So this is Ava, and there you go. And the Ava is the top one. So you can see it works nicely. I scan it and then get the one. So now what I'd like to see to check in that person to show, okay, hey, after I've checked in that person, I want to make sure that a little tick box saying, okay, checked in. So how do we do this? Okay. So how do we do that? So first one, we need to make this little checkbox. So this is gonna go a bit here, so you now can see. So in here, in the scroll view, the container, in the profile picture image, in there, I would like to make a icon. The icon is now on top. I don't really want to do this. I'm gonna clear the values here. So how do I get it over it? So I can do this by just going to the position, and then we make this absolute. It now disappears behind. That's because the set index is not set. This needs to be a higher number. So, and now we have exactly, you can see that little thing there. I just want to make sure that both of them are at the top. So, or even better, let's put them all in the middle. Let's put the whole checkbox there. So we can clearly see that little check, So if I go here, so let's look for the check. I think that's a perfect one. So now, see this now coming. It's not really. So let's now make it a bit bigger and fill it up. So let's do the style. We're gonna duplicate it. This will be the check box. Press OK. Edit. We would like to take this to the green. So that's the green. And then let's make it a bit bigger. Let's go to title large and make it even maybe double large. Extra large. Perfect. So, however, we only want to show this when you've checked in. So we go to properties, advanced settings, and then this visible. So you can make it false and not see it anymore, or true to show it. So we're going to use again an item from our list, which is called checkin, which is default false. So save. So when I now look at my little application, you can see now everything, there's no checkbox because nobody's checked in yet. So how do we do that then? So we go back here. And we create again, and this is not is actually the data variable. Again, it's going to come out of that. And it's not the detail one, but it's the participant list. So then here we do a formula. And so what I'm going to do, I am going to set an item in the list based on the scan, the unique ID. And then I then set that to true. And then I output the whole table back again. So how do I do this? So there's a thing called set item, and it requires a list. So data. So that's the list. We then need to have we can then instead of saying, in this case, we normally do item, I would like to make it a bit specific. I would like to make it participant. So I can say here, how do you gonna call it? I'm gonna call it participant. So that's participant, and what I would do then, form a search formula. So .id, and again we do the same thing, equals to output from another node. So that's again, it's the same one we did before. And then the second bit, I would then like to set the key of that. So I can do that by set, again, key. Set the key. So which object? Now, so I find that particular in my table. Then I set the key to participant. So that's what I want to do. I want to find which one do I want to have. And in this case, I want to have the one which is called checkin. Checkin. And I would like to make that true. So where's checkin? I think checkin is there. So in this case, see the example then it goes here checkin, and you see that it makes it true. Perfect. Now we save this one. And we'll save the whole. Share my screen again. I look for a, and there we go. And then you see the top that Marco Bol has now a check. So let's do the next one. Another one, and see the top Eva Manning also is now checked in. And then do the last one also. And now you have seen I've checked all three of them in. Of course, what happens now when I check in again? I will do exactly the same. And it will check that person again. That's not what I want. I want to have a message there saying, hey, when the person already checked in, please don't show me a message that the person already checked in. So let's try that, how that works. So instead of having here right now, just want to, let's move that a bit. Let's create a if function. So we use the if one, we put it in the middle there. We'll delete that one. And then when it's true, it goes that way. So when the condition is true, it's that way. And when it's false, I would use to have the alert. And then say the person has already been checked in. Please try again. So that's the message I would like to have. So let's build this if conditions now. So we make a function for that. And again, so we're just going to again do the same thing as we done. So we do a find again. So again, the list again is participants. And what's the selection formula? So item .id equals to output again. Oh, now you can see I have not assigned it yet, so I need to do this differently. So I need to put it after the scan of the barcode. So we need to reroute a couple of things. So we're going to move all of those away. This one's going to go away. So it's really important where you put. So it goes in here, and then it goes all into this one. and this one. And now we can make this if condition again. So there we go again. But so we do find again. The list is the same list again. And then we do index. Oh, sorry, it's item. Item.id equals 1, 2, 3. And now I can have output from other one. That one. So that's the, again, that's that ID what comes in. And so and item checkin item checkin is false. So the little exclamation mark actually makes it false. So when it's false, then I want to show it. Otherwise, don't. So let's press save this. Let's move this about a bit so we get a bit more space here. So let's save this one now. So let me show you the phone. And so let's scan. There we go. We scan it. You see a little text box, a little check that marker has been checked in. So let's see if I scan exactly the same code, if it works. Then I should get a message. So, and there's your message saying the person has already been checked in. Please try again. So thanks again for watching this video. I hope you learned something new. If you like these videos, press the like button. If you want to see more videos, just press subscribe. And I hope to see you in the next video. Stay curious.